It's true. I wonder how many red flags we're gonna have in this one.
I don't know. For some reason, this live timing isn't going live yet.
Yeah, because the race hasn't started
I
yet.
guess so. All right. All right, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon, depending on wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Spa. As we are back from break, I hope everybody had a lovely, 3, 4 weeks off here. I almost wore an orange shirt too, Frank, but then I remembered that orange is for the Netherlands. That's next week.
Yeah, I didn't want to be too biased with mine, so I'm not gonna say anything. It was the first shirt that I found in my closet, so I decided to grab it. Don't read too much into it.
There we go. Next week we'll be in Zandvoort in the Netherlands, which is a new track in the F1 circuit. But today we are at Spa-Francorchamps. It's a 7 kilometer, 4 mile for those of us here in the United States track, one of the high-speed tracks, the longest in Formula One. We expect lap times to be close to 2 minutes, and it is pouring rain, just like it was in Hungary before the race. Good morning, everybody, and good afternoon once again. We have had some pre-race drama already. Sergio Perez of Red Bull has put his car into the barrier during the warm-up lap and will not start the race. Actually, he just will not be in the race. The suspension damage being too high, uh, according to Christian Horner, and Red Bull has let race control know that Perez is out, which means that in the battle for the constructors, which Mercedes has now taken over, as we can see with our little graphics there on the bottom right, um, things are heating up here, Frank. It is going to be just just a cracker of a race here. And we saw the mess in Hungary on the opening lap in the rain. We saw a bit of a mess in qualifying. Lando Norris, who should be in the front row, is not, although he is okay and will race today. But the surprise of the weekend, Mr. Saturday, George Russell, number 2, had provisional pole until Verstappen took it from him. What a start for Williams today.
Yeah, this is going to be a fascinating. It's going to be fascinating to see how much Russell can actually hold on to this. One of the biggest problems actually for Mercedes was that they used all 3 intermediate tires yesterday during qualifying. So it's going to be interesting to see how much that actually impacts the strategy going into this round. Both of the Ferraris dropping pretty far down did not do very well. Bottas has the 5 place grid penalty, so he's going to be starting even further back. So in the terms of like if Perez is there, this was really a good opportunity for Red Bull to be able to actually catch up on them. But with him not being able to start the race, Bottas is going to be able to make up ground and get more points as well. And then here you're looking at the end of it. Lance Stroll, unfortunately, was not able to go for Q3. They kind of messed that up pretty badly. And then here is Daniel Ricardo making his 200th start, actually. Look at that. And he actually is in a pretty good spot. He's going to be starting fourth, right behind the podium. So it'd be fascinating to see him. He was actually kind of unfortunate first go at qualifying, but then he pulled it together and did extremely well in the latter 2 stages of it.
Indeed, and a great start for Ricardo here. As was it? I think Stroll also had a grid penalty. So Bottas technically qualifies seventh, takes a sixth place or eighth, takes a 5 place grid penalty for the mess that he created in the opening lap in Hungary. You can see here. Join us on the stream, Frank. If you want to post the link, the live times will update as soon as the race starts. We will have a start behind the race car, the safety car, so it does not look like it'll be a standing start here. Drivers have their umbrellas, and so that will
Yeah, there's
update.
also a delayed start is the message. So we will not be
Okay.
starting here at 9
So a bit of
or
a bit
9
of
on
a
our
delay
side.
here. Lando Norris in a either rebuilt or completely new McLaren.
Yeah, I would have to say that is a completely new car.
Yeah, because after if you saw the crash in the crash in quali yesterday over at Eau Rouge. I believe it means red water. I think, if my French is correct. Um, that was a bit of a nightmare. Luckily, he is totally fine. He was checked out, sent to a local hospital, um, and everything turned out to be all right for Lando. But he will start 15th, and formation lap will start at 3:10 in the afternoon in Belgium, which gives us about 10 minutes to just recap essentially from the break. So, you want to start? You want me to start? What do we got?
No, sorry, I'm looking at the I'm trying to look at the actual weather of it. It doesn't look like anything's. It looks like it's going to be wet completely through the whole thing, and nothing else is actually going to change the entire race at all. This is going to be a Red Bull just received word from Massey saying that they're just confirming the delay
Yeah, so it
of the
is it
race.
is
So it's going to start at
100%
10.
rain. Like there
It's gonna
is
10
no
minutes. Yeah, yeah.
no
There's no
let up.
let up at the rain
No
at
let
all.
up
I
in
was
the
trying to
rain.
look. I was trying to look on the weather, and there actually is no.
There
There
is
actually
nothing.
is absolutely nothing.
There's
Also,
nothing.
if you do want to see live pictures of everything, we have it in our Discord. Just click the subscribe button on YouTube, and then you can click the link there on the Discord, and I'll post it there in the
I will
chat.
fix the where's the I gotta fix the nope, that's the wrong one. That's the yeah, that's the right one. There we go. I gotta fix the map. All right, the map's working again. Brilliant. Um, so this Checo incident though happens on the heels of the the break here was there's a little bit less news I'd say during our little summer holiday than in as Lewis Hamilton is jumping out of the car actually, so he doesn't want to spend the next 8 minutes sitting in the driver's seat there. It looks like the Red Bull team is bringing a tent over Verstappen's car. Um, there was not much news in terms of the driver market over the holiday, although Checo was confirmed as Red Bull's second racing driver in 2022. I think that was yesterday or 2 days ago. Uh, I suppose unceremoniously now puts his car into the wall as we have pictures of Pierre Gasly, former Red Bull driver, here in the AlphaTauri. And then, what was it, the other one? Fernando Alonso, I think, will retain his seat at Alpine, I think was the other bit of news, but not much. Do we still have the lapped issue? Yeah, if you get lapped,
It's
uh,
not really an issue. I think that's just how it makes sense.
yeah, you just kind of disappear. If you're not on the lead lap, you kind
It
of
would it
disappear from
would
the
literally
map.
be if you're looking at a map, it would literally be impossible to have every single person on the map. If
Unfortunately,
it'd be
we're
impossible, right? Like you
guys.
can't have people
We're
on
gonna lose
different
the
laps,
Haas. We're
right?
gonna lose the Haas's.
Yeah.
There.
I think it's I don't know how you would ever actually do that. I think it's actually like
Yeah, you'd have to
impossible.
like because everybody has their own color too, so you can't even like make them different colors. So I found this if you watch the
Wow,
full qualifying.
look at Williams bringing out a full tent for George
They
Russell.
brought out a full tent. Now, I thought this was hilarious during qualifying because what was it? We were in Q3 and they were doing an interview with Latifi, and basically they were kind of asking him about the conditions, and obviously like it was kind of a nightmare out there, and he was like, yeah, it's very difficult to qualify, especially when you're like in a car like a Williams, and I was just like, wait, what did you just say like about your own team? And then like George Russell goes out in Q3 and like puts it on like basically puts it on provisional pole, and I was like, what? Like that was like a very like tone deaf comment to do like in your post qualifying interview. I
Yeah,
was
I
just
mean, I
like
think they kind of,
bizarre.
unfortunately, I think with that they kind of know it's. But I mean, most of the teams know if you're a mechanic on Williams, if you race for Williams, or if you're a driver for Williams or one of them, I mean, or a Haas, like you just know in general you just don't have as a competitive car, and if you do, then it's like you take the opportunity, and obviously Russell is able to take that opportunity right now, but that's sort of something in the future where it's just like I think it's just understand it. It's not it's not they're trying to like roast their own team or anything.
It did come off as
I
roasting his
it
own
comes
team.
off badly. It comes off badly, but everybody is like, yeah. I mean, there's like not much we can do. We're working with the best we can.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of it has to do as we know like the budgets of the teams kind of at the top four teams are sort of an order of well, not an order of magnitude, but they're a factor of three, four, or five. What some of the midfield teams are. Um, so yeah. It's Marks. Thank you very much for the sub on YouTube. We're looking to get underway here very shortly. And yes, with the rain affecting the race, the gaps indeed could get larger. However, this is the longest track in F1, so it is decently difficult to lap somebody. Um, Given that you have to go 2 minutes around the track, we saw the fastest times in qualifying, and qualifying times are usually faster than those that we see in the race because the teams can set up their cars to do optimal like go optimal speed on flying laps, and they play with the, you're always on new tires, and you end up playing with the amount of fuel that's in your car. The lowest we had was about a 156. That was by Verstappen setting the race pace there. But I would
Looks
expect,
like Ferrari's taking out the tent as well.
well, yes, they have the tent for the Scuderia here for Leclerc. Um, And so I expecting lap times around 2 minutes. Probably going to start 2 minutes, 2 minutes 5 would be my
Yeah, it's
guess.
gonna be like 2:05. I don't
Yeah.
think anybody's gonna go under 2 minutes this race, unless something crazy happens with the
Yeah, so the
um
record is a Valtteri
with the
Bottas
rain.
lap at
But
146, but that's not going to happen in the rain. And it's marks. We have the watch party going on for folks in the Discord. Go ahead and Frank will post we'll post that there, and you can join all the friends that we've got going, and yeah, you'll have the race there live for you. As we got about 4 minutes to go here, and we will start behind the safety car, which will, I suppose, mitigate some of the drama that could potentially happen
yeah,
at
it's
the.
with the kind of a standing start where it would possibly be. It kind of does. I mean, that is where most of the problems can happen when they're all diving into turn one, kind of how we recently saw.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it kind of makes sense for them not to be doing that. It eliminates probably the biggest problem of the race in terms of injury and also damage. So I it does make sense in terms of in the rain here. It's kind of it's something
Yeah,
I think it
like
only makes
lesson
sense to do that.
lesson learned from Hungary there. And Vettel, the guys on Vettel there, who was actually quite outspoken about the conditions during Q3 yesterday. Grant Stroll down in 19th
Yeah, it was
after
actually
his
pretty
penalty.
interesting. Right when actually he actually Vettel went onto the radio and was actually saying, "It's too dangerous. We need to stop. A red flag, and it's crazy." And then literally like 30 seconds later, that's when Norris actually
That's what.
ended up into the wall.
Yes.
And then he went actually very nicely, went over to check on it and make sure everything was okay, and did. But still, it's just kind of interesting
Yeah,
situation there.
those pictures there from that crash are crazy because if you see it from the Vettel's perspective, like you can't actually see anything. Like your visibility in the track is
Yeah,
super limited.
visibility is actually pretty much zero
Yeah,
when he's
it's
turning the corner
insane.
and
And
looking.
and that's when that's with nobody that's with nobody spraying uh this giant rooster tail of water behind their car, right? It was just like him out on the track alone. And yes, Toka Racer Perez is out, so there is an open spot on the track. Perez is out after um, a mishap in the warm-up lap and excessive damage to the right front suspension that Red Bull could not get repaired in time. And by in time, we mean in basically 30 minutes, because that's all the time there was. Um, and so, yeah, he is out.
Yeah, and it also seems if we have another delay, so it
Oh, we
looks
have
like
another delay.
another 5 more minutes. So it'll be delayed until 9:20 local or 5:20 50. I guess technically 3:20 local time there,
320 local.
15:20 if you're in if you're using the military time out there, but that is fair. Just by the way, yeah, none of the graphics are really going to probably be working until the race starts, so just keep that in mind on the stream itself.
True.
Um,
There's
yeah,
nothing
there's really
moving.
nothing going to be working
So
until it actually starts. We're not necessarily set up for non-race conditions. But this is kind of what I was wondering. If it just continues to pour, do they just
is there such a
eventually
thing
say
as like
like we
no
race?
race? Is that a thing?
I don't. I'm not sure.
I mean, theoretically, I suppose the conditions could be so bad that you could not race, right? But yeah, I mean, you don't want to jeopardize the safety of the drivers. Um,
Yeah, but I haven't necessarily been. I've
when is
never seen a scenario like that.
there hasn't been a race in the last 3 years that you'd say we called it off because there's right, the weather, it's just like it's always gone, but I don't know. Um, ironically enough, Lando actually says for himself he loves sort of racing in the rain. Obviously, I guess he didn't love it that much. Um, but he does like the wet conditions. I suppose a British, it's just like a British weekend,
I'm
driving out of the go
pretty sure
karts
they
there.
just race.
They have to go a certain get a certain
I'm
percentage of
looking
the
up
laps.
online and I'm pretty sure that the only time that there's ever been a race canceled because of weather or conditions is because the track started to break in 1985.
Oh, okay, 1985. There you go.
And then I haven't, out of quick Googling, I haven't been able.
Ricardo keeping things light on the radio there at McLaren.
It's kind of actually very funny if you were listening it to Ricardo trying to keep it light with this McLaren team there. I mean, to be honest with you, if you're a driver sitting in the car for 20 minutes, just literally sitting there doing absolutely nothing, probably freezing at this point, I
Is
would
it
say.
actually cold? Well,
I don't think it's warm. It doesn't look warm.
I mean, they're in like windbreakers and stuff, but that's just because it's like raining. Uh, yeah, Ricardo known for his he's known to be a bit of a joker.
That man
Um,
is tall. Yeah, Gasly, I don't Gasly has not decided to get out of his cockpit at all throughout this
well,
entire
Lewis
time.
is back.
It's always
Lewis is
it's
back
always
in the
pretty
cockpit.
interesting. Some of the drivers move, some of them don't. It's just kind of funny.
I wonder if anybody's fallen asleep. Probably
I
not.
don't
But
think they would be an F1 driver if they fell asleep at the
they
wheel.
were just like taking a little bit of a snoozer before, but probably not too much adrenaline going before the race. Front right X wet.
It's kind of interesting so I guess I think we will be starting at 9:20 because they delayed. Well, I guess we have if we would get another delay, it's going to come in the next 120 seconds.
Well, didn't they announce the other one about 4 minutes before?
No, they announced it like 6 or 7.
Oh, okay. Now this is it's a cool looking safety car, I gotta say, but it has a bit more grip than the actual F1 cars. So do not do not be, I suppose, misled by the speed at which the safety car and the grip at which the safety car can go around the track.
Oh, I mean that safety car is gonna. It's still probably really fun to drive the safety car around the
It's
track.
I would agree.
I think it would
He
be
was having a lot of fun yesterday, kind of
yesterday. Yeah, in the
do
qualifying laps, he was having
going
a
through
great
the
time. It was pretty fun.
yeah
It'd be pretty
going
cool
through
to
the
actually see
racing
one of them
lines.
spin out. It'd be kind of hilarious.
Safety car is in the bear. We'd have to get a safety car for the race safety cars.
The
We have
safety
Zach
car
Brown,
itself. Yeah.
team principal McLaren here.
Oh, you're ahead of me.
Oh, I am. Admitting that the race will be absolute chaos. That is his prediction. All right, you're right, Frank. It's 53 degrees in the rain, which is, as you said,
Yeah, it's not
pretty much
warm.
cold. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty miserable.
This was the same thing as
That sounds pretty miserable. Yeah. Track temperature down at 59 degrees, which is going to be very, very different than some of our races later in the season. As we know, some of the other news coming out over the holiday was that the Japanese Grand Prix over at the Suzuka circuit has been canceled due to COVID considerations. The replacement race for that has not yet been announced, although the front runner is currently Qatar. So potentially a third race in the Middle East, and we will have
Qatar. Did you just say Qatar?
yeah,
It's Qatar.
Qatar, uh,
Qatar?
Qatar. It has multiple pronunciations,
Is
but
that how you pronounce it?
I think so. I think us Americans say Qatar, but I believe Qatar is actually the
Really?
how you would say it if you're from like
I've
the
never heard it
Europeans would
said like
say.
that in my
Really?
entire life. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I always
interesting.
thought
No, it'd be
Qatar
news to
was
me. I
very
have no idea. If somebody
Americanized.
actually knows how to say it, please correct us because we clearly have no idea. And it looks like the race is actually going to start. Everybody's gone into a full panic in the pit lane and everybody is scrambling.
Yeah, they're the tents are getting the drivers should hug their engines. You have
Oh
to
no,
get
we have
warm.
a delayed start here again, so I think everybody's going to scramble backwards. Again, let's see
Oh,
when
5 minutes. All right, so you beat me this time. All right, there you go.
another 5 more minutes. 25. See, this is the other thing I don't fully understand, which is what Zach Brown there was saying. He's just like at a certain point, like how much do you push it back? Like if it's just not going to get better. Like at a certain
Right,
point, don't you just
you
have
just
to
got to
race?
go right.
Like it's yeah. At a certain point, you just like race. I don't know. I mean, then again, like hey, maybe the clouds like moves through and you're able to actually like have it be better.
Yeah, I
So
assume the race control is looking at the same or something similar that the teams themselves are looking on. Although yesterday we were joking that the was it Ferrari or the Red Bull weather was better than the Mercedes weather based on the tire selection. So who knows if they're actually looking at the same thing.
yeah,
But
I don't think they necessarily are looking at the. I mean, I I think I could do this right. Spa, Belgium. I was just doing
what's
this
the
before.
weather?
I was just doing this before. I mean, everybody has a radar, right? I don't think their radars are better than or our radars. I mean, maybe.
You know what? But they probably pay millions of dollars for it, so it makes them like.
You sure? I don't know. It looks like they're just watching the same ESPN YouTube TV stream of the race as well. So I don't know if they're
They
as
do watch
advanced
the
as we.
Sky. They do have the Sky Sports.
All right, so I'm looking at a picture of Spa, and it looks like there is a massive rain cloud over Spa, which is what I'm assuming they are all looking at as well. Wow, it's raining all over Europe. I have not.
Are you, let's see. Let's see. Weather radar Spa Belgium. Okay, let me look it up too. Just Accu. Are you going to? Are you at AccuWeather? Is that what you're looking at?
I was taken to some underground weather website, and I don't
Okay.
think it was very accurate. Now I'm on AccuWeather.
All right. Well,
Where?
this
What's
is.
the actual address of the track? Spa, Belgium track
It is in
address.
Spa, but uh,
Okay, it is Route du Circuit 554977
why won't
Belgium.
it tell me my actual?
Oh, there we go. We got the 10-day forecast for the circuit.
Oh,
Ah, the
it's
Weather
rain.
Channel. Look at the Weather Channel coming in clutch. I can't stand the Weather Channel. It makes me either log in or turn off my ad blocker. It's the most annoying thing ever.
I mean, the Weather Channel was cool like in the '90s, and then it like
It was
yeah,
one of the best channels on
it
television,
was, and
honestly.
then it like totally like did not keep up with the internet age, and just yeah, is no good. Um, I can't find a good map. Oh, there it is. I suppose. So fun fact.
Wait, that was actually very funny. Gasly goes, "Do you know when we're gonna start, or do you know if we're gonna finish the full race?" And the guy back on the radio goes, "What are you thinking about dinner?"
Guess he's got a date, man. He's got to make it to. You got to make it. You got to make it back to the UK.
I mean, honestly, like all of Belgium looks like it's under
Okay,
rain. Like I don't know how else to tell you.
it looks like it's underwater right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like it's completely. It doesn't look like it's gonna stop raining unless we go another day. To be completely honest with you, it doesn't really look
So
like.
they're talking about the regulation,
Now, this is the question though. Technically, the race hasn't started.
right?
Can they still keep repairing the car?
It looks like they're repairing the car.
Right? Can't you try to repair the car as much as you can and put them on the track? Like, there's not, or does your car have to like check in at 9? You know what I mean? I don't know. I actually don't know the rules. There's so many different things that you could do, so I have no idea. God, two people gave us thumbs downs. Go give us thumbs up. Who would ever give us thumbs down? That's so mean.
So fun fact: Spa
The race
is
didn't
actually
start.
named Spa because that's where spas come from. I kid you not. That's a real thing.
Tell me if this would have been too aggressive, but I was thinking about doing this stream in a bathrobe.
We're I thought you were gonna go with the hot tub, but like
No, but
the
thank you, Tyler. No, but I was dead ass thinking about coming out in a bathrobe, and I didn't know if that was like against like terms of service or something. Like even if I had a shirt under or
Oh
something, I
my
didn't want to be like
god.
I don't want to do something weird. But
Because you
like
like what? Like literally came out of the spot. That's like maybe it's a little too literal.
I think it's too yeah I think it's too much of a stretch, so I didn't go with it. But I was considering it.
That would have
It was
been.
close. It was close. Wow, they look at those hot dogs. Or no, wait, those are definitely not hot dogs. They're like Frankfurters or like the real sausages. They're so
Yes,
good.
yes, not American hot dogs.
Maja, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Maja, the race will be starting
Should
at
be in four
in
minutes.
4 minutes, but I don't think
They
it's
might
gonna
delay it.
start
They might
in.
delay it again.
I think they're gonna do 30 and that's it. I think they'll do it one more time.
I mean, the rain
Because at
has
this
not
point,
let
I'm
up.
gonna drink my whole coffee.
The rain is
I'll
not
be
letting
done.
up. There's nothing else that would have gotten me up at 5:30 a.m. on a
Yeah,
Sunday
you're
though.
also at 5. You're so much earlier than me.
Mm. Man, I was ready and geared up to go for this race, man. I have been watching the Netflix documentary. I caught up on all three seasons over the holiday. That was like my F1 thing to do over the summer break, and I am all ready to roll. As the teams look like they're all ready to roll too, as there's a max exodus from the
Yeah,
starting grid.
I'm gonna hit the head before we absolutely go into ascend into mass chaos.
Oh, look, we got a viewer from Belgium. They can
Oh, can
actually
you
tell us.
look outside the window for us?
Yeah, is there to tell us if the rain is going to let up here? Otherwise a beautiful setting if it weren't for the rain here in the Ardennes Forest. I mean, it's a very, very nice, very scenic place, which is why we're a great location for all the spas. All right, so we've had some hope for Sergio Perez coming out of the garage, uh, but uh, but there is definitely not going to be. Their damage is too extensive to the right front of that car, and so there will be no Sergio Perez there. Although we also saw Verstappen put the car into the barrier on during practice, and they were able to get that repaired. But that was sort of an overnighter. The Red Bull mechanics were just pulling crazy hours this weekend because their drivers have been kind of all over the place here. All right, let's see. So live timings will start once the
Wait, this is it's actually kind of funny that guy just said that about sitting in
oh,
the cockpit.
exactly what we were talking about before.
Yeah,
So you
so
were
do
right.
they does it drain? It's got to drain, right?
Does the
Somewhere? There's got to
cockpit
be a hole.
drain?
There's got to be a hole somewhere, right?
Yeah, that's it's an interesting concept.
It totally has to drain. It totally has to
I
drain.
would think so. I would think so. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. So about what I don't know, 6 minutes. Well, we were supposed to start at 3:25 local time, and don't think that's gonna happen. Okay, yeah. So it is a single file start. There you go. So we won't actually have a. Well, we still might, but won't have just a disaster potentially at the first turn there. Although if you are starting directly behind people, uh, you're not going to be able to see anything. At least, like, right, if you had started on the grid and you're in George Russell's position in second, you'd be like, well, I don't have to, eat the spray off Max Verstappen's car. But that's not going to be the case. All right, so
This should be the
this
start
should
then.
be it. 3:25 local time, and yeah, the safety car's off. So there you go, formation lap. This also does give a bit of a massive advantage to Verstappen, by the way, because
That's what
he
I was also thinking,
dictates.
right?
He's gonna
Because he
dictate the start.
basically gets to just sit in front the whole time, right? And so
Yep.
does William. So does the Williams car either, or
Well,
also.
he'll have to start behind
So he,
Max.
no, obviously, right? But it
Right.
actually keeps him behind. And
Yeah.
also the whole thing that I was talking about, the intermediates and the wets doesn't matter at all because
This is this is full wet.
everybody is starting on full wets. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
And it looks like you can't even see more than like a straightaway.
I mean, this is yeah. You're looking at the Lewis Hamilton POV here.
No, not.
Oh, okay. We've got the Hamilton camera, but so yeah. I mean, I agree with you there. But the drivers also have the track memorized, so like you could drive it with your eyes closed technically if you wanted to. Not that you should, but you could.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it from Verstappen's view. There is, or here's going to be him on the radio.
He's actually trying to sort of
He's
dodge the
actually
safety
worried that
car.
he's going to hit the safety car, which
Yeah,
is kind of
he's
funny.
driving on either side of it, not directly behind it.
I mean, he's not necessarily wrong. If you locked up, you could easily probably hit the car in front of you. Like it's not out of,
No,
it's necessarily out. It's not weird per se.
plenty of Dutch fans though. Lots of Max support for sure. It's a bit of a roar yesterday when he went and got the pole position. Is Lando down here in P15? Yeah.
And so this is actually something that's kind of curious, in my opinion, too, is the is the fact that how do you like if you're Norris in your head, like you basically just crashed on this in the same exact conditions last like literally less than 24 hours ago, and then you have to go into the same kind of car and then do it again.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I feel like that's pretty aggressive, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put. I mean, that's like the nature of being an F1 driver, right? He's got to like
That
sort
is,
of just put
no,
it
that is fair, but
compartmentalize and put it behind him. If anything, he's going to be like, well, I'm not going to do that same mistake twice. So
yeah, I mean, I guess in this situation, this is where he gets to be like, oh, okay, well, then this is how I can actually approach this and go at it and
yeah.
not kind of cause the same issue per se.
Although
Yeah, it's kind
what might be different is that given the fact that I think it's a new car, I don't suppose they rebuilt the whole thing in this less than 24 hours. It might drive a little differently
yeah, it definitely
uh,
does drive differently. I
than what he
I was gonna
qualified
say
on.
after you have an accident like that, you never actually get the same car back. I feel like it's pretty hard to actually get it actually back. And then here's gonna be Max on the radio. Max says it's wet, but for him it's fine to race.
All right.
So
So we have another lap that we're gonna go around
I
here.
guess they're gonna do one more. Yeah. Yeah, I think that is kind of
Oh, look at the
that is the
speed that they
difference,
pick up
right?
coming down this here.
The difference is the fact that like if you're out in front, it must be a lot easier. But if you're literally in the middle, like you can't see anything.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, yeah, like Verstappen and Russell don't have to worry about, all the spray and the water hangs in the air. So if the farther behind you are, you're just like driving into the mist essentially. I think it's 33 laps is the actual race. It's not 40. 40 would put us over, I think. Or maybe it is 44. It's either 33 or 44.
Yeah, this is I doubt that this is like I was
Max
gonna
getting a
say.
little close.
Wow, my God, he got really close to the.
A
He
little
got
close.
extremely close there. Yeah, I'm curious if anything actually even. I'm curious if they actually end up starting. I'm curious what Russell. Here's Russell. Yeah, he says he can't see anything either. I mean, I'm not surprised nobody can't see anything. Look how much spray comes off of the wheels and the
Yeah,
cars themselves.
yeah, yeah. What camera angle is
What
this?
camera is
Oh, this
this?
is like a. It's just like a track, just a camera on the track,
Oh,
basically. Ah, okay.
so
We
the
have
start procedure is not going to be going on.
kind of. I mean, you sort of called it. Like we're just not starting. Um, Start procedure suspended. So we will line back up. Yeah, let me grab the.
Yeah, so they're going to red flag this once again, and they will be. I think they're going to be sitting into their.
Right, which okay. So there's this
So
is what
they're
they were
just.
talking about
Yeah,
is
they're
that
not
there's a
even going to
two
start the
hour
2 hour window.
exactly. You have to finish the race within 2 hours of when you start it. Um, and then
Yeah, this is. I guess this is the other thing. Like now that you've made them go around the race, they can't act. They don't actually have the fuel to actually go around the full laps anymore per se. But so they have to remove the amount of laps. So they'll probably have to decrease the amount of laps for the fuel, but they're also probably. I don't even think they're gonna race at all at this point.
interesting.
It would be nice to hear what like FIA and them are kind of saying.
I love how Max is like, yeah, it's all good out there,
Yeah,
and
Max is like it's
everybody else is
okay.
like, this is awful. They're like, yeah, it's not bad for you because you're out in front, jerk.
Yeah, I mean to his. I mean, if everybody was in his shoes, he'd be saying the exact
They'd be
same thing
saying the
though.
exact same
So
thing. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of. It's sort of that
Yeah, it
50-50
is 40.
split
It
going
is
back and
44.
forth where it's just like this is gonna be Ricardo.
Yeah, Ricardo basically says
Ricardo
that
saying this is the right thing to do. Yeah.
agrees. Well, it doesn't make things any easier for us, but it is the right call for the drivers. So safety first. What we do know is when we do get this race off, if we get this race off, assuming we get the race off, there's going to be a lot of ANSI drivers ready to go.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I just don't really fully understand what they can do slash what will happen because the rain's not going to necessarily stop per se. So like
I wonder.
the conditions aren't going to get any better.
So sometimes in NASCAR, if you call off a race on Sunday, you race it on Monday. So you come back the next day, and then you just go again, basically. I don't know if they ever do that here, but I suppose you could. Because if we were thinking what what's next week is in the Netherlands is really not that far. So if you're essentially having some travel time and then Monza after that. So the next three races all in Europe. You could potentially shift things around if you wanted to, but not that I think you would need to if you just take another day, right?
So I'm trying to listen to what Marcin here has to say for Alpine and the Prick crew or Marchan.
Marcin.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. What I was saying to him, it's just like he Marshawn is basically saying it's like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't really know what to do because it's like the rain is consistent, like it's not changing and it's not
Right.
going to change. So like,
Right.
what are
Right.
we supposed to necessarily do?
Yeah.
That's a good question. But now they're actually able to get the cars in the pits and everything.
Right, but they basically said that they've reduced the race by 1 lap, so 44 down to 43 for the time being. Drivers are out of the cars, and Alonso's come up to his pit crew here in the middle of the interview.
Yeah.
Missy there saying in chat, pulling for a Russell win, it would be, boy,
This would be the time. This would be the place for a Russell win in the sense
be
of
the time
it's
to do it.
rain, it's wet. So Alonso doesn't think we're going to be racing today.
Are you reading lips, or is that what he actually said?
That's what he said.
Oh,
Marchand said that. Well, wherever MotoGP must be somewhere different because it is definitely not in the same place as Belgium because I don't think they'd be able to race right now either.
do you know if the F?
Giovinazzi's really tall. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I'm looking at Ocon right now. Where's Gio?
Oh no, wait. Oh, that was Ocon in Giovinazzi's thing. My bad.
Oh, okay.
I got confused.
All right, so our situation is that we
Does
got
not
a
change?
formation lap.
Yeah.
We got a formation lap in, and then we decided that the conditions remained too bad to actually race. So we are back in the pits. Drivers are out of the cars.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, sorry everybody that haven't really had that much excitement because I mean we can't really with no start to the
There's
race
no
we can
start to
never
the
actually do
race.
anything. Oh, well, we don't ever want to hope anybody crashes in chat, but clearly there's some Max fans never want to
There are
see
some,
others
yeah.
go
We
into
got
the
some
wall.
Russell
Uh,
folks pulling for Russell, folks pulling for Max. Yeah. You know what? I would have been pulling for Lando had he gotten his
I
provisional
mean
pole.
he
That would have
probably
been,
would have been he was
oof,
probably going to be able to pull off and get pole if he didn't go into the wall. So I mean
super
I don't
exciting.
so I don't know what this
Yeah,
was a very good race from the McLaren car itself was doing extremely well in practice and everything in this race. They were going super fast. Everybody was actually talking about how fast they were going. It was, I think the Ferrari was actually Leclerc had a comment about it.
yeah. I mean, and if you look at the constructor standing over here to the right of us, you see that Ferrari and McLaren are now tied. And so that's really been the battle for third and fourth all season has been between Ferrari and McLaren. And McLaren was going to put themselves in a phenomenal position here in this race. They have Ricardo in fourth. They would have had Norris potentially in the top four, and the Ferraris didn't even make it into Q3. And so you had a golden opportunity this weekend to really put some distance, which McLaren did between them and Ferrari. Yeah.
Oh wait, it has officially started. Interesting. You've had one lap. Point scoring is after 2 laps for half points.
I That's not how I interpreted that.
That's what they're saying.
Oh, so they're saying
I'm
their
not exactly
timing.
sure.
That's why I'm like confused. Like their time didn't start, but they're saying that the Grand Prix
But
did.
they're saying that the Grand Prix did. So yeah, I don't really understand what they're saying per se.
Yeah.
I think they're
Anyway.
confused themselves. That person on the camera. Yeah, it looks like a mudslide waiting to happen on the side of that thing.
It does actually. Though,
Also, kind of disappointing. Feel bad for all the fans out there that are braving the rain and the conditions. I mean, we just get to watch it from our kind of couches or not couches, I guess chairs in our living rooms here while they're freezing. And now they're talking about if they can actually race on a Monday. So
told you
we'll see if
so.
that's actually
I
possible.
told you so. That's what you do. You just race on. If you can't race on Sunday, you just come back and race on Monday, and then just get it done.
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible or not.
It's not great
I
for the
feel like you
viewership,
could
but
do it.
like it, you just get the race off. Um,
I mean, it's still a race, right?
yeah, it still counts. It's the same. It's the same thing. Like, just not many people are around to watch it.
Yeah, to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
How do you ban people?
I think I can do it. I think I can do it.
I can't get the view that I used to have, which was like the full like. You know what I mean? Like the full view, like the full mod view. I only have like the regular view.
Hmm.
This is them still going, still going. I mean, so if you're, I mean, think about it through the teams as they're kind of talking about it. If you're Red Bull, you 100% want to race.
Yeah, because you'd actually probably just want to race this thing right now, based on the feedback you were getting from Verstappen. You know, he's got first. He'd
Oh, there's an
probably stay there.
FIA. Yeah, so Horner's talking about getting in the car fixed.
Oh wow, and the FIA actually acknowledging. Fascinating.
This is what we were saying before, though. He's not wrong at all to be able to say this because it's true. Like if the race never started, then you can fix the car.
That's exactly what he's saying. You just sort of limp out there and start the race. I mean, the mechanics haven't stopped working on it. To Red Bull's
Because
credit.
also because also what he's thinking in his head, if they start the race, right? He has to have he has to have the car on the track to get the points if they do something like that, is his idea.
Yep,
Minimum.
that's wild. And without changing
Oh, here's Gunther.
Gunther, yes. Sounds like there's literally a jet engine behind him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like what the hell? Like there's a giant aircraft taking off. The other thing that's rather interesting is when you race like some of the NASCAR stuff, because the track is kind of more contained, I would say. They can actually dry it, um, but you can't do anything like that here. You know who's not going to be happy about fixing the car in the garage is the folks over on the left hand side of your screen. Uh,
Yeah, Mercedes is probably opening up the rule book and trying to find every single which way to figure that to not do that.
Toto coming over to the pit wall, being like, "Red Bull is repairing the car. How do they not do that?"
Yeah, I gotta say, I love his rain gear. He literally looks like
It
he
does.
looks terrifying.
It's actually really funny. Oh man. That's Darth Toto for you. Um oh, I wonder what they're eating there.
Ah, past the Heineken. There it is. If there's nothing else you can have in the rain, it's a nice beer.
I mean, may as well, right?
Pierre looks ready to rumble. Looks like he just went to the hairdresser too.
Well, it's a helmet. He's got some helmet hair going on, I think. Oh, I see.
That is actually pretty interesting what they're saying. Never really thought about that. It's not actually a racing lap. It's just like it's a just a lap that they kind of take.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so so basically,
So I guess it is possible that they may happen.
the argument going back and forth between the FIA and Red Bull currently
Yeah, this
is
is
as
what we have
such.
today.
All
We don't
right.
have racing, but we have arguments
We
here.
have well, we have rule books and regulations. Basically, Red Bull, the FIA or Michael Massey, the race director, is basically arguing that well, Sergio Perez's car being repaired in the garage currently has had outside assistance, which under normal circumstances you would say yes, absolutely, like, and therefore cannot participate in the Grand Prix. Horner's argument back is that there has been no Grand Prix, and so uh, therefore, there cannot be outside assistance because we haven't started the race. And so, in any case, if the race, basically, he's saying if Perez had never gone out for his lap,
Yeah,
we would have just
yeah.
had the car sitting in the garage, and doing this essentially. So why can't we race, right? And so they were going sort of back and forth about that, but Red Bull keeping the mechanics going. That it would be nuts actually if they were able to. It would be sweet actually. I think it'd be cool if they really get it to go.
It's kind of interesting though, because I still can't find anything online that has a history of a race abandoned because of rain.
Like ever?
Yeah, I still can't find anything online.
Wow, that's it's global warming for you. Climate change, friend.
That Ferrari kid like is like dug into the ground.
Staying for warmth.
Smart, smart. Well, at least the fans look like they're having a great time.
They do. They do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, grab yourselves a drink, take a nice seat, and we'll see if we can actually get this race off. I'm still excited to actually call this thing because I think it's going to be a wild race, one way or the other. There's going to be a lot of unpredictability, as there usually is on any given
Yeah,
Sunday.
honestly, if
But
it's like a 10 lap race, it'd probably be really exciting. So
like a shootout, like kind of like the sprint.
yeah, it'd be kind of cool. I can't. I also can't like sit here and be like, yeah, it's less. Oh, he's Kevin Horner.
Christian Horner.
Yeah, Chris. Or yeah, my bad. Kevin Horner was my boss.
All right, what's Christian got for us?
Interesting querying.
Wow.
Yeah, this is.
Of course it's a bank holiday tomorrow. Of course it is.
Who's on the left? Is that Charles?
I was gonna say maybe, but it's not. But Mattia, but I think it's the height is right for Charles. Right. So basically, Horner's saying that this is basically set in here for the next hour or so.
Yeah, it's we're not going to be moving much for the next
Right. We're
hour.
not gonna
Is
be moving.
basically what he said.
Yeah. What
And
does Alex
unfortunately,
Albon
what
do now?
the biggest problem is, as he's kind of saying here, the biggest problem is not actually the rain on the track; it's not being able to actually see the person in front of you. So they're trying also to fix Checo's car in 3 to 4 hours in an hour. So that's also
Yeah,
got the
he was
repair job of the century going on behind him.
basically saying that within another hour they can have the car ready to go.
Yeah, we've never been in this situation either as commentators. So I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, usually when we do basketball, they don't really
No,
like.
Albon also he races he won Le Mans the other day or Nuremberg. He did the 24 hours and he won it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did.
Ah.
I forget what car he was racing for, but I think he was still in a Red Bull branch, but he raced it and he won that race.
Well, that's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. I feel like I mean, even if you don't, even once you reach F1 and say you don't stick around, I mean, you're still really good at driving. Like,
Yeah,
still a
I mean,
fantastic driver.
he also had some
Wow,
pretty
that
bad
that
luck.
view of the cell could not literally be more damning. It is like literally only in the middle.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that like that radar is like the scale is skewed.
Oh, it's Daniel Ricciardo. I love those beanies. Those beanies are really cool. What's a bank holiday mean?
Okay.
Is that just like the day
Okay.
off?
Yeah. So in the US we have like Memorial Day, Labor Day, like the Mondays that are
Yeah,
off,
the
right?
Monday's off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In Europe they just have like random Mondays that they take off and they call them bank holidays.
Okay. Fine. That's fair,
and
I
and
guess.
and it more sometimes it like lines up with the US ones, but like not always. Like when I was working over there was literally one that was called like late summer bank holiday, and I just like landed in like late August or something, just like
I guess that is
completely
pretty cool
random.
though. You just get like a day off. It's
Yeah,
kind of nice. How
yeah,
many bank holidays do they have a year?
more than we do.
Really?
Yes,
Damn.
yeah, way more than we do.
It's
uh
actually really.
Interview with Otmar here.
Yeah, here's Otmar. Look at his. He looks like the forest. He's blending in.
He is kind of blending in, yeah.
Isn't this kind of where he's from? Where is he from?
Is it?
Oh, he's American. Never Romanian American.
Okay, there you go. So not where he's from.
No, yeah.
Well, the other thing that Horner was saying was that the F3s were racing at about 7 p.m. yesterday evening, which would be God, 4 hours, 6 around 10 o'clock my time Pacific, so about 3 hours from now. Prediction for the start? I
I
don't.
don't think it's gonna start for, well, if I say it won't start for a while, that means you'll stop watching and then our views go down.
Well, I don't
So
know.
I don't
It's
really
not
want to
gonna
say
be.
no, no. I don't think it's gonna start in the near term, put it that way.
I might be able to go back to bed, wake up, and
Yeah,
be like, "Oh,
I
we
was
have a
gonna
race start."
ask, do you want to like,
Yeah, I don't know what we do with this one. This
because I don't, like, I can keep the Discord thing up and running and then like
we
we'll
jump
see a
back on.
warning of it and
Yeah,
then we
yeah.
can jump back on, because I also it's not that I don't want to like sit here and keep talking, but at the same time, like, what do you like? I kind of feel bad. Like, I don't know.
We've covered all our
Like,
topics.
yeah, I've already gone through the whole race and everything I was gonna
we have
say.
we have covered. We have like
I'm
my sheet
exhausted.
here. We
I've
have covered
exhausted
our
everything at
topics.
this
Chat,
point.
chat. I had all my notes
I mean,
from.
we can talk about the Max Verstappen jet ski jumping, the
That was pretty
44-foot
good.
Riva jumping,
That was
and
the
then
jet skis were
Gasly
pretty
also
good.
went jet ski jumping. So I mean,
Did he? Did he try to do
yes, yeah, he
his
did.
best Max impression?
Gasly's got a great Instagram. Whoever does his thing is great.
There you go.
Wow, this looks awful from Vettel's perspective.
Okay, so this turn doesn't look too terrible though. You
This
can
doesn't
actually
look
see
bad.
stuff.
Actually looks pretty good.
Oh,
Never mind.
never mind. Yeah, I mean it basically
Yeah,
looks like
you
there's no
just
one in front of you. Oh,
yeah,
here's
just
going
straight up.
through the Rouge. Yeah, you basically have to drive like almost a second behind the next guy. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Well, you would never know if the guy in front slid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know where the guy in front, if he skidded off, if he,
Right.
yeah, I don't know if you can race like that. That's pretty crazy. All right, so should we just I'll leave the stream up and then we'll reconvene if the race
Yeah,
starts?
I think that's probably going to be the play here, Chad.
Because
So,
I don't think it's going to start for at least another like 30. If it was going to start in like 15 minutes, I
yeah,
would
no,
stay
no, no.
on, but I don't think it's going to be that
There is like
short.
not even any like
There's no let
basically
up at all.
there's no let up in the rain. There's
But
also
they're saying
basically
they have until 6 p.m. local time. So we have basically
to
2 hours to
start
start the
to start.
race.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to get the thing actually going. All right, so fair enough. So I think that's going to be the play here, chat. We'll leave things up. The watch party will stay up in Discord. Jump in there, and we'll see you back here on the live stream if and when the race does resume, which we expect it will, except just not right now. So we'll
Yeah.
sign off for the
It's
time
not right
being
now.
and reconvene.
I
We'll
will
leave
leave the
everything.
Discord up. So if you
Yeah.
want to hang out, just don't forget to click the subscribe button. So I thank you guys for hanging out with us for the beginning. Sorry the race didn't get started, but we'll have it live when it does actually get started.
We'll have it live when it goes. Yes. All right. So we'll see you in a little bit. Cheers.